Hello friends, this is Tyler here from Rehab to Fab Designs. I'm the owner and artist of our business, also a content creator for Dixie Belle Paint Company and a creative coach for an interactive membership group on Facebook where we teach paint finishes. Today we're going to be talking about color mixology. I am working on an antique tiger oak lowboy dresser that I picked up, and I originally stripped the finish off of this and also bleached the front of these drawers because my plan was to paint the base of this piece, the frame, in black and leave the drawers natural. However, after bleaching them, they were a little bit more yellow still than what I wanted, and I also found this beautiful paper from Dixie Belle that I wanted to put on the sides from their new decoupage line and the bells and whistles product line, and I didn't want to leave them this color anymore, so I decided to stain them. So I'm going to talk to you about how I did that. I love Dixie Belle's No Pain Gel Stain in Walnut, but it was a little bit darker than what I needed for this project, so I decided to mix it with a couple of other colors that I have to see what I got. So I also have Weathered Gray, and then I have the Pickling White. So what I did was mix the three of these until I got a color that I wanted to tone down the drawer fronts on this dresser to try to get rid of some of the yellow. So because it has a yellow hue, I wanted to kind of correct that, and if you use your color wheel, you'll know that purple is kind of an opposite on the color wheel to yellow, and so it will help to tone that down. So because the walnut and the weathered gray are both a cooler toned color, meaning that they have more of a blue purple background as opposed to a orange or red background, it's easy to cool down a yellow with it. I wish I could tell you the ratio here that I used, but I really just kind of kept mixing it until I got a color that I wanted. I think I put a spoon of gray, a spoon of the Pickling White, and probably 2 spoons of the walnut, and I just mixed it up to see what I got, and it was still a little bit dark, so I ended up lightening it a little bit more with the white and the gray again, and then just kept doing this until I came up with a color that I wanted. The goal that I was shooting for was a color that matched the brown in the decoupage paper on the palette wood. So it has whites on it, it has a little bit of gray to it, it has some little pink flowers, and then it also has pieces that mimic old barnwood in a darker brown color, but again it is a cooler color as opposed to a warmer color, and so I was trying to mix my stain to match the color on that paper. When staining furniture, I like to apply my stain using a sponge. Always make sure you wear gloves or you're going to stain your hands and it's very difficult to get off. A little hint for you, if you do get stain on your hands, use baby wipes. It will remove the stain, which is kind of scary, but also a good thing for people who paint furniture. I actually usually double up the glove on my right hand because I will always, if I just use one, when I take it off, I'll always have stain in and around my nail bed, which is gross and really hard to get off. As you can see here, I added a little bit more of my walnut color gel stain to my mix because when I applied it to the drawer front, it was still looking pretty gray, and I did not want a gray look. I wanted more of a cooler brown. So I did apply a little bit more of the walnut stain to my mix and stirred up well before applying. When applying stain to wood, you want to make sure that you always apply the stain in the same direction as the grain of the wood. Here you can see I'm working in a vertical motion wiping my stain from top to bottom. And once I get my stain on, I'm coming back over it with a shop towel just to wipe off any excess. If you want your gel stain to be thicker and say cover up any blemishes in your wood, then you can absolutely leave it on and not wipe off the excess. But because I want my wood grain to show through, because this is tiger oak and I want those pretty tiger stripes to show, I do wipe it back to get off any excess stain. The color here wasn't exactly what I wanted, so I ended up coming back over it with my sponge and the straight walnut gel stain. Wiped it straight over top of what I had previously applied, and then again wiped back any excess with my shop towel. This gave me the color that I was looking for, and so I continued on in this manner, applying first my mixed stain, which you can see here is really gray and not what I was going for. So once I applied all of this to the drawer and wiped back excess, again I came back over it with my straight walnut stain to tone down that gray and give me a little bit more of a cooler brown color. Again, use your shop towel here or any other lint-free cloth that you have and wipe back any excess stain. This will help lighten the overall look so that your wood grain shows through. So this one drawer here still looked a little bit lighter than my other two. It was the first one that I started with. So again, I came back with one more pass of the walnut stain, applied it, and then wiped it back. And then it gave me the consistency of the other two drawers, and I was finally happy with it. I had this pretty hardware left over from another flip that I did. I ordered these off of Amazon. It's just some ceramic glass knobs. They're very pretty. And I thought that completed the look for the drawers. And the only other thing I decided to do was to go ahead and distress this piece a little bit, because I wanted the underlying wood finish to show through behind my black silk paint. And so I used a 220 grit sandpaper and a sanding block just to give me something to hold on to, and just basically sanded around the edges and the high points on this piece to kind of give me a pinstripe type look with my distressing. So another thing I really like with this new silk paint from Dixie Belle is it's a very smooth finish. It is self-leveling, and so when you apply it, it smooths out on its own very well, and it doesn't show brush strokes. That is in one part from using a good paint product, and also in part of using a good paint brush. So when I apply this, I used a synthetic brush from Dixie Belle, and I think it was a 1 inch. And you'll want to make sure when you're applying the silk line of paint that you're using a dry brush. But it provides a really smooth, pretty finish. Looks great in black, doesn't smudge, doesn't leave any handprints. It's really a really great paint, and I'm super happy that we found it. I'll drop our affiliate link in the comments and description on this video. That way, if you want to try any of these products, you can. Again, we use the silk line of paint in Anchor, and also a color called Endless Shore. The Endless Shore was used to put on the side panels of this piece so that the decoupage paper had a white background of paint to lay on. And then our gel stain we used was walnut, weathered gray, and pickling white that we mixed. And then also we used clear coat as our adhesion medium for our decoupage paper. All that's left now again is just putting on the new hardware, and we'll be finished. I am super happy with the way this stain turned out. As you can see, it is light enough so that the tiger oak stripes still show through in the wood grain, and it also complements the side of the piece where the decoupage paper is very well. Again, we appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Thanks so much.